All right, you're gonna be using these guys for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
But how?
Are you sick of second guessing how to be using your crutches or sick of them slowing you down, literally? Well, you're in luck because today we are going to teach you how to crutch like a pro.
Welcome back to the channel. Dr. Michael Lau here.
Dr. Adelle Spenner, welcome to the ultimate crutch crash course. So today we are going to be going over just how to use your crutches, how to know how much weight you should be putting through your leg or your foot or whatever you just injured.
And how to use them the right way, because yes, there is a wrong way to use crutches.
We've seen it.
Crutches are so vital in the rehab process, and I know it's annoying. I know it'll slow you down. I know they're cumbersome, but they are really important for protecting your lower leg, whether you have an ankle, knee, hip injury, and protecting it in that time that those tissues are healing.
You might be using 2 crutches or 1 crutch, right? But we're gonna show you just how to progress through that process, right? You're not gonna go from not putting any weight through your leg to all of a sudden just like strutting your stuff down the aisle. So we're gonna help you get from A all the way to Z.
So first things first, before we actually start teaching you how to walk with crutches, we have to set them up properly. There are so many times, if you're walking with an improperly set up crutch, you're just not gonna walk right. So first things first, everyone kind of naturally assumes that the crutch sits in your armpit. That's actually the worst thing you could possibly do.
And super uncomfortable.
And very uncomfortable. There's a lot of nerves right under there. We don't want the crutch on the armpit. We actually want 2 to 3 fingers length underneath the armpit, and the crutch is actually gonna rest on your thorax, so on your rib cage. In terms of where this sucker can be, if your arm's resting at your side, it should be about wrist height. That way, when the patient puts their arms there, their carrying angle is about 30 degrees. You're actually using your triceps, your pecs, your lats, everything there to actually support a lot of the weight as you crutch, which Adelle is going to go over with the two crutch gait patterns.
Yep. So right now we have the good setup. Now we have to figure out how do we move with the 2 crutches. All right. So let's say you're non-weight bearing, right? Meaning you can't put weight through it, right? So more often than not, you're just kind of hobbling, hopping around, forward, backwards, etc. But after a while, that gets really exhausting. So as soon as you're cleared for weight bearing at all, whether that's toe touch or maybe 25%, depending on like the nomenclature or the words that your doctor is using, normally that means about 25% or less toe touch weight bearing. So when you're restricted to toe touch weight bearing, what you could do to make sure that you're staying to that limitation of 25% is use a scale. So a lot of times what we'll do, we'll get our clients or patients onto the scale, try to use our crutches just for balance, and from here, you weight shift side to side, right? When you're on the scale here, what you'll notice is you can actually control and show your patient or show yourself how much weight you're really putting through your leg. Get comfortable to what that 25% feels like, right? Now I know this is what 25% feels like, and I'm ready to start walking. So we're gonna start with a step 2 gait pattern. So what that means is our crutches are going to initiate, and our involved side, meaning so let's say it's my left side, whether it's my left hip, knee, or ankle, is going to step to where the crutches are, right? So crutches go down, and my left foot follows, my right foot comes to meet it. That way I can guarantee that there's going to be minimal weight through my legs because I'm putting most of my weight through both of the crutches, right? So let's review. Step 2 the crutch, and my right foot meets it, right? Step 2 the crutch, and also my right foot steps 2. So that's kind of where the step 2 pattern comes from.
And before she actually picks up her right foot, she wants to feel confident with these crutches because all the weight's on the crutches. Before she actually puts load through there and lifts up this foot, now she really is putting weight through that left or involved side. So go slow, go confident, build up your confidence with it, and practice the step 2 gait pattern.
Yep, and the nice thing here too is you can actually progress how much weight. So you can go like maybe 5%, 10%, and then as you get more comfortable, loading closer to that 25%. And since you put your foot on the scale, you should know exactly what that feels like, right? So the only downside with this is that it's kind of slow, right? Because you're meeting your foot every single time. So once you get comfortable with that, we're gonna progress to a step through, meaning that your foot is going to be stepping through into a more natural gait pattern, right? Stepping to meet here, and then going through. Stepping, going through, right? So rather than meeting your foot every single time, you're going to be progressing forward. This should start to look what a normal gait cycle should look like, meaning you're starting to practice your heel to toe pattern, because when you're going step 2, you're just putting your foot down flat, right? So that's not really mimicking what life is really like. We usually go heel and toe. Heel and toe.
And at this point, again, you have full control because you have 2 crutches of how much weight you're putting through there. Typically, if you're anywhere 50% or lower, it's always going to be 2 crutches. Once you're cleared for 75% weight bearing or weight bearing as tolerated, which if you get a script, it'll say WBAT, that's when potentially we can get rid of one of the crutches. However, if your walking doesn't look normal, you're not gonna walk with one crutch. I don't care if you're cleared for full weight, you have to look perfect with your walking.
Yeah, so again, 50% or less 2 crutches. Once you get cleared for 50% and your gait mechanics look good, meaning your heel to toe is looking good, you're getting full knee extension, you're getting that heel rocker, you're getting that toe rocker, that's when we can start talking about 1 crutch. All right, so we've graduated from 2 crutches to 1 crutch. But before we start walking, we have to review the cardinal sin of single crutch use. Can you guess what it is? All right, let me give you a hint. Which side does your crutch go in? So let's say it's my left leg. Do I use it on my right side? Or do I use it on my left side? What do you think?
It may feel intuitive to use it on the exact same side that you have your injury on.
But actually, it's your opposite side. All right, so basically let's explain, right? Because initially what happens if you start putting it on that same side here, on that left side, let's say my left leg's my injured leg, all of a sudden I'm actually gonna start leaning to that side more. So I'm actually putting more weight in it. It's really counterintuitive. Versus if I go into my right side, every time I take a step with my left, now all of a sudden I can actually lean to the right more and offload. So I'm actually offloading more by going to the opposite side. Fooled you, right? All right, so now that we know this is going in my right arm, we're gonna work again on mechanics. So this actually isn't gonna look all that different from your 2 crutch gait pattern, right? We're gonna start with a step 2 single crutch pattern, meaning right crutch, left foot, and we match. Step 2, right? Step 2, over and over again. Again, this is gonna be really important. You don't wanna skip right to the step through because what we're doing here is working on being able to maintain mechanics. So right, that knee extension, getting used to really putting that 50 or more % weight onto that left leg. If we just start strutting our stuff and going real fast all the way through, chances are you're gonna be losing the integrity of how you're walking. So step 2 first, and then we're gonna progress. Once that looks good and you're cleared, we're gonna go step through. Right? And again, this is where we're practicing our heel to toe mechanics, meaning toe and heel. And actually, without even knowing it, this is a really good trick. Practice walking backwards. Really great way to practice that heel to toe off and actually activate your quad. So we're going forward here. Notice how my heel's hitting the ground first, and then going to toe. Now if I'm going backwards here, I'm pushing off my toe. Crutch still meets, right? Going step 2 if we want, or step through. So again, still working on mechanics. That's gonna be the most important part. And the more comfortable you get with your mechanics, the more you're gonna be able to put more and more weight through your leg. So remember, 2 crutches is gonna be 50% weight or less. Once you get to 50%, that's when we can go to 1 crutch, right? Let's say you get to over 75%, you're close to 100, and you're ready to ditch the crutches. Let's find out what we do next.
All right, so thanks for watching this video. Again, in summary, first things first, proper setup. That crutch is gonna be a couple inches away from the armpit. This sucker is gonna be right at wrist height. You're initially gonna start using 2 crutches. Typically anything 50% or less, you're gonna be using 2 crutches, and then after 50% or more, you're gonna progress to 1. But you're only gonna progress to 1 if you look good walking with 1. If your gait starts messing up with 1 crutch, guess what? We're going right back to 2. I don't care what your clearance is, your gait.
No shame, no shame in the game.
No shame at all, no shame at all. After that, we always are gonna start with a step 2 gait pattern, which is basically walking to your foot and then progressing to a step through. Irrespective of how many crutches you're using, that's gonna be the pattern.
So essentially, right, we ditched the 2, we made it to 1, and then ideally before you get to no crutches, you really want to feel like you're not even using that single crutch, right? Sometimes we have patients who come in and they're like using their crutch, but you watch them walk and they're talking to you, their crutch is going all over the place. Those are signs that you don't need your crutch anymore, right? So if you start using your crutch to gesture and point at people, it's time to ditch the crutch as long as you look good walking, right? So again, 2 crutch to 1 crutch to no crutch. 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%, right? And remember, don't forget the cardinal sin. Crutch goes on the opposite side when you're in that 1 crutch phase. All right, so thank you guys for joining us for the ultimate crutch crash course, and we'll see you guys soon.
Oh, hey, you're still here. Thanks for watching the video and taking control of your health.
Make sure to smash that subscribe button and check out our other YouTube content.
And did you know that we have a website and an app that you can prehab your entire body? Be sure to check out the link in the description.